How realistic are hallucinations? Pretty realistic. Otherwise, people wouldn't really engage with them. But that experience can be different all across the board, and people will have different perceptions, different reactions. So I'll just share from my experience how realistic my hallucinations have been. Now, the key symptom to keep in mind here is anosognosia, which can really affect how strongly the experience can be and how engaged a person can become. Anosognosia is a symptom of psychosis that results in a lack of awareness. So basically, people don't have insights into what's happening to them. They don't even know that they're psychotic. And if you told them, they wouldn't believe you. They will have full-blown psychosis without any awareness that they are hallucinating, having delusions. They will have absolutely no idea. So with that in mind, hallucinations can be equally realistic, but there can be a degree of engagement involved that is different between the two experiences. So I have had hallucinations on and off with many episodes, and some of my episodes I have not had anosognosia, and some of them I have. And so I've had a sense that it wasn't real sometimes, but it was still just as real as when I had no idea that it wasn't. It can be very scary, especially if you don't know what's happening, whether you don't know because you're experiencing anosognosia along with the hallucinations, or if you don't know because you simply have never learned about psychosis, you don't know that you're in an episode because you haven't been educated, and all of a sudden you're hearing and believing things and thinking, where the fuck is this coming from? You wouldn't know. So basically, I like to think that my hallucinations, the way they present to me, is as realistic as breathing. And basically that is because everybody breathes and we all trust in that reality. We all agree that that is our shared reality, that we all breathe. And we can't see air, we can't necessarily smell air, we can't necessarily feel air coming into our lungs. But if you didn't really know anything other than, oh, we breathe, you wouldn't question that. You wouldn't question that despite the lack of evidence that you're unaware of. Hallucinations are the same because people who hallucinate trust in a reality just like we trust in the reality that we all breathe. And while there is a lack of evidence tangibly of sight, smell, and touch, we still believe in air. Likewise, there is no evidence of smell, sight, or touch, and people will still strongly believe in their hallucinations. You can try to sway them. You can say there's no evidence, but the difference is that for them there is. Their senses are engaged, and the smell, sight, and touch are very much realistic. So basically, hallucinations are when your five senses are engaged with something that's not real, like something that's not there. Your five senses are telling you, this is what this feels like. You can touch this and feel this, but there's nothing there. There's nothing to touch. You will feel it completely, totally, as if it's like a warm blanket that's soft and fuzzy, and you can dig your fingers through the fur on this blanket and you can rub it on your face, you can smell it, you can wrap it around yourself and feel the warmth. It can be that realistic. Hallucinations are so specific, and I think there's a misconception that they're in your head, like you're seeing things behind your eyes, you're hearing things in your head. No, they are in your environment. They are happening externally all around you. They can't happen internally. I've heard things inside myself, but most of my hallucinations are from the corner over there, from back there. I hear someone shouting. I hear someone singing. There's someone whispering. I can hear the volume. I can hear footsteps across the floor. I can hear people talking. I can't always make out what they're saying, but they'll talk to each other, and I can overhear their conversation, or they'll talk to me. It's as if I'm, in my own party, honestly, because I can't get away from it. I can't turn it off, and I'll just be surrounded by people that aren't even there. Hearing just random people all around me was my first hallucination, and this goes back to the anosognosia. This was my first episode where I did not have anosognosia. So I would close my eyes and it would sound like I was in a busy party. I'd open my eyes and there'd be nothing there, and it was the weirdest sensation, almost like going from a big explosive amount of stimuli to just like a deprivation when I'd open my eyes of not seeing anything but my room. It was weird because I knew there was something wrong. Like I knew these weren't my thoughts. I thought maybe I had vivid thoughts, but it was clearly not just thoughts. It was so strong. And I could not stop thinking it because it was a hallucination. You can't turn those off. And I genuinely like knew it wasn't real and would think to myself, what the fuck? This is so real. Why is this so real? I swear to God, I feel like I'm going crazy. Like, what is this? Because it genuinely seems like there are people around me and there's no evidence. And then in further episodes with the anosognosia, I literally cannot tell what was or wasn't real when I look back on those episodes. When I sift through my memories, I don't know. I don't know if a lot of the people were real. I don't know about noises. I don't know about the screaming. I would hear a lot of screaming. And I mean, that seems logically like I'm sure there weren't people screaming all the time. But it's so realistic. It's almost like I've brainwashed myself into believing that things that logically weren't true actually happened. So I just don't know. I just don't know what was or wasn't real. There's really no way of telling when it's to that degree. I guess that about sums up how realistic hallucinations are. I hope that came across. It's very, very hard to translate psychosis into language that I think can be understood fully, because it's not an experience you can ever understand fully until it happens to you. It is unexplainable. And yeah, I feel like whatever I say is like 5 or 10% of how it actually feels. So I hope I did my best. I tried. I really tried my best. Anyway, that's all for now. And I just want to throw out there that I'm hoping to turn this channel into a semblance of something. So I'm going to try to be more consistent and have an upload schedule, because I really love this kind of content. And while TikTok is really fun, I kind of prefer the long form stuff. So please stick around with my videos, because I'm aiming to get better and better with everyone. And thank you so much for watching.